festivals, weddings, political rallies. In rural Bihar and Uttar Pradesh, the orchestra performance is a staple of celebration. The lights flash, the music blares, and the women dance. But behind this facade of joy and festivity, there is a hidden reality, a darker truth that's rarely seen. Here, young women perform in front of large crowds. They twist and turn, smiles plastered on their faces, but if you look closely, you will see something else. This isn't entertainment for these women, it's a survival. And what's worse, these performances often blur the lines between art and exploitation. The reality is clear. This isn't just about dance. This is about commodification of the female body. These women were not performing for fun. They are performing for survival. And the cost? It's often their dignity, autonomy, and sometimes even their safety. For many of these women, the show doesn't end when the lights go down. After the performance, they are often faced with private deals, sexual favors in exchange for money or job security. If they refuse, their livelihood is at risk. The organizers and men who hire them see these women as objects to be used and discarded. But this exploitation isn't just happening at weddings or private events. It is also a part of larger public celebrations. Politicians, especially before or after elections, often hire these orchestra bands to perform at rallies, public events, or even victory celebrations. The idea is to create an atmosphere of entertainment, while in reality, these women are being subjected to some pressures and exploitation. Politicians, in their quest to engage the masses, often ignore the exploitation happening behind the scenes. The idea of celebration is wrapped up in the very culture that demeans and objectifies women. They see it as a way to appeal to their voters, but at what cost? But what does this culture teach the next generation? Young boys watching these performances begin to internalize the idea that women's bodies are there for their pleasure. They see women as objects, as things to be used, not as individuals with rights, dignity, or autonomy. This subtle conditioning affects how they perceive women as they grow older. From an early age, children and youth in these regions are exposed to this toxic mindset. They start to believe that women exist solely for entertainment or as a means to please men. And this cultural perception is not just harmful to women, it's dangerous for the society as a whole. It perpetuates a cycle of disrespect, objectification, and violence. After the performances, many of these women leave, their faces downcast, exhausted, not just from the physical toll of dancing, but from the emotional weight of what they have been through. They are not free. They are trapped in a cycle of exploitation and control. This orchestra culture isn't entertainment, it is a form of exploitation, a form of prostitution disguised behind music, lights, and dance. And the consequences are far reaching. It shapes how we view women, how we treat them, and how we allow their exploitation to continue unchecked. We can no longer stay silent. This exploitation must end. These women deserve a life free from abuse, free from objectification. It's time to speak out, to demand justice, and to hold those responsible accountable for their actions. There's still a hope. We can create a society where women are seen for their worth, not for their bodies. A society where young boys and girls learn to respect women, not as objects, but as equals. Join the movement. Speak up against exploitation. Share this video to raise awareness, and together we can break the cycle.